All right, let's do segment 3. 106% guide. Again, just to reiterate, we'll be trying to talk about what the segment, the relay would do, and what the actual like world record attempt speedruns would do. I don't think there's a lot of differences in this category though, other than like being very safe, because Royal Waterways can be tough. So you want to knock that elevator up, and then I'm gonna set a safe state here, because the point of this fight is to kill as fast as you can while leaving a folly alive. Normally that means 3 dives, unless barely any of your dives hit, then you might want to try a 4th one, but it's kind of risky. So if he's gonna dash at you like that, you can tell by the way he's positioned. I didn't have enough soul to dive. I might not do another dive because I think he's gonna die. So I was trying to get each of these follies can survive 3 hits, or they can survive 2 hits and they die on the 3rd one. You kind of just have to adjust to how much soul you have by what you do. So I hit that guy twice, used him for soul. So you just have to get used to kind of having an eye for when Soul Master, or that guy is going to die. Then you want to lure this guy up here. There's a couple different ways to do it. That's the way I do it. I kind of jump off the, like, back and forth. And you want to try to get him over to you and try to exit the room as fast as possible. So the relay, you want to C-dash there and then stop it as you enter the room. You don't want to be C-dashing when you get into the room. The relay will have 200 more because of the extra journal. Normal runs will have between 200 and like 240. I have a little bit extra because of how much I grabbed while like practicing and explaining stuff. But your goal is to kind of leave here with like leave this next room with like 250, 260. And what you want to happen is you want one of these guys to get in your way near the end, and you're just going to fireball them. Ideally, they'll both teleport right in front of you. You fireball both and get all the geo from all of them. That's like best case scenario, but it doesn't always work that way. If you're low on health, you can call that elevator up. See, they're okay. Well, at least he got in my way, so that wouldn't be too bad. 25 is not horrible. But yeah, essentially, you just want to find a way to get up there without those guys getting in your way too much. You want to have full soul when you come in here, or at least close. What the hell? So jump off the side of that, and then up here. So this is Soul Tournament. I'm not going to spend a super long time explaining this fight. This fight is honestly top 3 in this category of you just have to get a feel for what he does based on what you do. A lot of what he does depends on how you move, where you're positioned, what you're doing to him. So you have to really get a feel for, the name of the game is getting double hits. You want to hit him with a fireball and have him teleport away from you and get hit by the fireball again. That's the main idea. But sometimes it's just not possible. And I've done this fight a cajillion times. I practice it every time basically every time I do 106, but you just kind of have to get used to it. If he gets into this like shooting fireballs teleport, shoot a fireball teleport. See those both double hit? That was pretty good. That second fireball wasn't good because I basically shot it too early, so it couldn't have doubled. He probably did one more fireball. Wow. There it is. So yeah, phase 1 is just a lot of understanding how he moves. If he's gonna go across the bottom of the screen, you want to, like, as you're jumping over him forward, then hit him on the way back, and then fireball, and it'll double hit. It's really efficient damage. I would love to show you what happens. Oh, I didn't get, okay. Like that. All right, here, this is what I want to show you. I do up, up, forward, and then 2 fireballs. It's possible to get both of them to double hit, but it's kind of hard. missed that nail hit. That's okay. I knew I wasn't going to be down in time. Probably almost dead. Yep. On fire. Yeah, it's just gonna take practice. Like, you're not gonna be able to like just jump into this, and I can't tell you the answer to what to do when he does everything, because it's so situational that it just takes, you know, getting used to it. That double, see, if you can get it off fast enough, they can both double. A lot of it is also abandoning when you realize he's too far to do anything to. See right there, I probably shouldn't have even kept going left, because I probably wasn't going to get to him before he teleported. So yeah, that's phase one. Phase two is just, can't hit him on the first dive, just like Soul Master, but then it's up, back, back, and then once you're at full soul, you can start fireball, back, up, back, yeah. And you want him to spawn on the ground. He didn't. If he spawned there, you're gonna have to start dodging some fireballs, and it can suck if you're not at full health. And that's just the way it goes. This one you don't have to worry about keeping soul. You do have to worry about keeping health, because you would like to be at more than one health. Like for the relay, 100%, because you have to go get the grub, and there could be follies in your way. So if you're at one health finishing the fight, then potentially you could just get hit and die before you get to the grub. I tried to abandon that because I didn't think I was going to get a third nail hit, but I might have committed. But a lot of times you want to hit him out of his stagger like that with the fireball, so that it causes him to teleport away and then into another fireball. See right there, I didn't even bother going over there all the way to the left, because I wasn't going to get there before I could hit him anyway. Or best case scenario, I hit him with a nail, then he teleports to the other side of the room and I have to chase him. So a lot of it's just kind of cutting your losses. You realize he's in such a bad spot and you're low on soul. Like, don't even bother. Okay, well, if he spawns on the ground, you can just nail dive, nail dive, nail dive, and he'll die. You can just that. And in this patch, you can do nail dive, and you'll be invincible the whole time, so you can just sit on top of him. You want to make sure that your nails actually go through the top of his hitbox, because if they don't, then like the first one, you want to make sure it actually goes through the top, because you lose a little bit of your D-dash or D-dark damage if you don't. That's true for a couple other bosses I'll talk about later, one of them being Crystal Guardian. But yeah, for actual attempts, if you got the fake dive grub, you just quit out here. For the relay, and if you didn't get the fake dive grub, which we're not going to go for in the relay, you want to just jump up that wall twice and C-dash into this room. I normally in the C-dash, but yeah, right here, these guys, if you see that they're out of the way, you can just go past them like that. But you just want to come over, grab the grab, and then quit out. All right, so now we're going to go get the broken charm. The charm that basically this entire run is based around. Fall in. There's a couple ways to do this, and I don't know if my way is necessarily the best way, but this is just how I've always done it, and it works out pretty well. Soul wise, I hit this first guy 7 times. Try to get it as fast as you can while avoiding his hits. Taking damage isn't a huge deal. Actually, it's not really a big deal at all. Unless you take like 4, then you can potentially die before you get to the bench. But you're going to be benching in waterways anyway, so taking damage here doesn't really matter. Is it actually? So that's kind of slow, but better than okay. And then you want to wait till he's low enough to fireball both. And this is like a perfect amount of soul, because later we're going to get like 2 hits and it just ends up working out like perfectly. Yeah, that's basically just try to get. And then as soon as he's low enough, the Shade Soul's a little bit taller than you think it is, like the hitbox for it. So you're gonna come over here, grab that while the elevator. And then here, you're gonna like zigzag in between the platforms and then dash over an inventory drop. And you wanna end it early enough to where I did a little too early right there. But you want to end it early enough to where you like hit that lever from as high up as possible. Like that. Symbols that. Come over here, we're gonna sell all these relics. And remember, this save file and the relay will have around 1770. Or the relay will have 1970. The actual runs will have 1770. Still a 200 difference. So you're gonna C-dash and you look for this second one here. Sometimes he's all the way to the right. But I try to get 2 hits on him every time. If you can get that 3rd hit, that's even better. Now you're like super set up and you're fine. But I always wait till I see the second one of that guy, cancel my C-dash, pogo, go around and hit him back, and then dash forward. Like that. And yeah, once you fall down, sometimes that other one will be right there and you can pogo dash into the transition, and that's even better. But yeah, you just want to get around this corner and then go right a tiny bit and dive. Here I just spam up and down to bench, and then you're gonna dash, get around this corner, go over to the right a bit. You'll see where you have to get to, and then dive through the hole here. Ideally you won't hit the ground first, but it's not a big deal. So if this guy is right in front of you right there, then I'll normally nail fireball just for the soul, but you don't necessarily have to. And this part is a lot of improvisation. You just have to try to get through here without taking too much damage. I mean, again, take a bunch of damage. It's fairly simple to kill this next boss with 1 health, because you should never actually have to fight it. You'll see the strat here in a second, but yeah, I'll try to show you this room. There's a lot of different ways it can go. I try to pogo that guy. If I miss, not a big deal. Just go around. You have to adjust to where this guy is. I just jumped into him for no reason. And then there's a bit of a disagreement about where, not disagreement, but like theories of like where it's fastest to C-dash here. If you C-dash from all the way over here, it takes forever to get through all these worms. They like stop you and lag the game basically. If you do it from here, you only have to deal with half it, or you can spend the time dashing all the way to the end. But I'll show you what it looks like. It looks very slow. But I normally go to like right before the end, like 80% of the way through, and then C-dash. So I'll show you the 2 ways to do this. I'll show you the fast version first, and then that was just a little bit riskier. But yeah. Like that. So you want to stop your C-dash as soon as you're going to land on this platform, jump, and then pogo to get right on the center of on top. I'll show you the slower way that's a little bit easier. You just have to make sure that you're like pretty centered. It's not super strict, the hitbox, but if you do the fast version, it's pretty easy to just go a little bit too far or not far enough. The hitbox looks, oh wow, it actually looks like a point. I didn't know, because they patched this later, but that was almost too far to the left. That was very close. Yeah, just want to see it, or D-dash on top, and it'll die. Get here, spam up and down, and you're gonna quit out. So you have 2 opportunities to do this charm swap. I do it on the first one just so I don't forget, but it's up to you. I do it right here. Take off Twister, put on Fluke, and we're gonna go up. It doesn't change too much depending on which one you want to do. Here, you want to go around the corner, and then you're just basically gonna like down slash wall jump, and get it as 4 times. You hit that grub, and then you want to C-dash as low on this as you can be. This isn't even that low, but it's because these humps right here can be really, really, really low. Like I've actually been like literally on the bottom pixel you can possibly C-dash off of, and this guy was basically in the water and still hit me. So it's not a guarantee, but you'll give yourself better odds the lower you are. So you want to like You want to basically act like you're doing like a acid skip, like that. You want to be as low as possible. See, yeah, and it's still possible for them to be low enough to hit you. So you're not guaranteeing yourself, but you're giving yourself a better chance the lower you are. This one, I get hit here one out of every like 50 runs. You can be pretty high. That guy sometimes can be low enough to hit you, but it's pretty rare. And again, you're gonna quit out as soon as the soul touches you. And if you didn't do the charm swap before, you want to do it here. Again, it's kind of up to you whether you want to do it first or second. Only thing it changes is it kind of changes the positioning on this guy, but you want to hit him 5 times. And then you can hit this guy 3 times, and then this next guy once. I find it easier to do that, or you can hit him twice, come over here, hit that guy twice, like down slash and then dash and turn around and hit once. And we're gonna do Dung Defender, who's a scripted fight. What I try to do is I try to inventory drop close to this wall, try to grab the very bottom of it, and then right as you get off the wall, dash, and you'll normally make it on top of the platform here. Like that. I know it doesn't look like you're going to, but if you barely grab the bottom, you can make it over. It looks like you're gonna land next to it every time. But you want to get onto this platform and then C dash. So I will show. So there's a very specific setup to this boss. A lot of it comes down to making sure that you are dream nailing as early as possible at certain situations, and the first D-Dark is so crucial. Like, you have to wait until he actually spawns. If you do it too early, then, because like you're gonna interrupt his little thing, he's like in the ground for 10 seconds or so, you're gonna interrupt that with a D-Dark to get him up top, and then you have to make sure your dive is basically in like the middle third of him, so that you get a screen skip. And if you're very far to one side in that middle third, then you'll know which way you're going to get hit. You can get knocked to the right or left, and you're going to have to adjust to that because you need to turn around and dream nail. You'll see what I mean. So I stop it around there, wait till he spawns, D-Dark, then nail. Two dream nails, fluke, and he dies. So a lot of it comes down to like recognizing which side of him that you're on. I hate that it breaks the audio when you load a save state like this. That was kind of a risky like early D-Dark, but it worked out. Yeah, I want to make sure you get one more hit there. And I messed up my dream nail. Now there's one thing that can happen where it's the last D-Dark that you do. It's possible if the wave that comes up out of the D-Dark, right? Like the little black like waves that come up, if that doesn't hit, right? It's possible for it to not hit at all. Then at the end, that last stagger, you have to hit him. Normally, if the waves do hit, you have to hit him twice. Then while he's like kind of falling over the side, you hit him one more time and it doesn't wake him up. And then you do dream nail, fluke. But if those waves don't hit, you have to hit him 3 times. It's kind of hard. I can't really like set it up. I can try, but it's really difficult. I messed up. I actually thought he would still stagger. I'm actually kind of surprised. So you gotta just recognize which side you're closer to. Yeah, I can't really set it up, but if you'll recognize if you see that wave doesn't actually come out, or if it doesn't hit him, then you're gonna have to hit him 3 times, and then all you have to do is dream nail, fluke. So you just have to recognize whether you need that nail hit or not, because you need to have 3 hits of soul here. You can Walkling Stars there, but it kind of takes a knowing. It's like I see whenever his legs are almost inside of the little like lump that he's going into, but it saves basically nothing. But you need soul here because you need to dive through this floor. I do 2 neutral dashes, grab that, dash back, and then whoops. You want to be facing right. Okay, so here we have the spike tunnel skip. This whole section you have to do on 4 health because you have to. I mean, you don't necessarily. You can fight Dung Defender just normally and try to kill him as fast as possible, end up with enough soul to do a D-Dark after the fight with 5 health. That's up to you, especially in like the relay if you want to like risk it to not be at 4 health here. Because this whole next section, if everything goes perfectly, you will end up with 2 health after getting Ismus tier, going into the Rava room, and it's possible to get hit 2 or 3 times in there, but just by unluckiness. But I'll try to show you the correct way to do everything, and it's not always going to go right. The Hrumps are very unpredictable. Sometimes you can get super unlucky. Sometimes they can help you out. It just depends. So what I do is I let go of right. I do a neutral dash into inventory drop. And right here, you can either, as you're falling, if you do it the way I just did it, you'll have your dash still, and it's slightly slower, but you can dash into this so that you make sure that you're like sliding slowly so you can jump at the right time. You want to be jumping at the very bottom. If you want to be super duper fast about it, and you want to just like do that, and I didn't even get the jump off because it's kind of hard, you can like do that. But it's way harder to get the jump off the very bottom. It's barely faster. If you're really trying to squeeze that every 10th of a second, then you can do this, and it can work. It's just very difficult. So the point here is that you want to jump off of this like bottom section. You're gonna go into here, and then as you start to fall, like you have to fall a tiny bit, and you want to pogo into dash, right? And so I'll kind of show you what that looks like. See, if you don't wait till if you just try to like nail dash immediately, it can work like that, but I'm trying to fail. Dang it. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So that's what I was trying to show. But the idea is that you want to fall a little bit, and you want to like pogo dash late, like that. Also, one thing to keep in mind, just so you're not surprised, if you ever start a C dash from like really like you're hanging off the edge, you see the green ledge that I'm barely standing on, no matter if you let go of C dash or not, it'll let go for you. So like here, normally, you know, you can just hold it and charge it and you can sit there. But if you're on the edge, I was trying to be so little. Here, I'll give myself infinite health. Saw that coming. There we go. So if you're barely on the edge like this, I'm still holding C dash, and it lets go for you. So anyways, just a little small tip. So right here, you want to do 2 dashes, and then fall. Make sure that you get around that green. That's not gonna be good. You want to make sure you get around that green lip right there. There's been a lot of times where I've like hit the lip and then fallen, and I couldn't actually get the C dash. But it kind of works out as long as you don't do the C dash on like the first frame that it becomes available. This lines up pretty well. So like, just make sure you fall just a tiny bit. So what you're gonna do is C dash over here, jump off the wall. Now, unfortunately, that Hrump, as you see right there, is really low, and this can just happen. Sometimes he's here, and that's the worst case scenario because you're gonna hit him, and before you can even do anything, you're just gonna fall in the ass. You're gonna take 2 damage, and health is so ridiculously valuable in this split. It sucks so much when that happens. If you get marginally unlucky, he can be like somewhere over here. You can hit him and then dash back to the platform and only take 1 damage. It's still slow, but at least it's 1 instead of 2. It sucks. So this next trick, this next little acid skip, requires you to know how to well, it takes positioning on the wall and a certain timing to do a neutral jump to get around this, or you can do what's called a trans dash. I'm not good at the trans dash version. The trans dash, I'll show you another implementation of the trans dash here later, and that's the one I actually do use. But for this trick, there's a way to do it with the trans dash. Just know that if you want to, you can do the trans dash one where you dash to the wall and then let go of left and right just during the jump so that you jump farther away from the wall and get around the corner. I don't know. I don't do the trans dash. I do this version because I think it's easier, personally. But just know that it's available if you wanted to learn it. But yeah, so basically what's going to happen is there's a little pebble right there that my eye is right on top of. You want your eye to be on the bottom of that, like right below it. So, right, that's fine. It's not super duper precise. Like I've had it work. I'm trying to have a bad one. I've had it work where I was like pretty high like that. But it's a combination of having a good positioning on the wall. Like even that I'm a little low, but it's still gonna work. Whoops. Where am I? Okay. But yeah, you just have to make sure you're on the good spot on the wall and you do your neutral dash at the right timing, and it just takes practice. But you kind of have to hit it. This isn't something you can like do another strategy. You have to, and I'll try the trans dash. I'm not good at it. I don't know how to do it. Let me try to. I want that front out of my way so I can try it. I don't think I'll get it, but we'll see. And the good thing about it is that you don't have to do a setup. I don't know how to do it, but it's called setup list because you don't have to get on a certain spot on the wall. But you can use tapping the C dash to slowly slide down the wall to get in the right spot like that. So yeah, then you're gonna go pretty low. I'd say like the highest you can be is like where the knight's feet are like barely in the acid. Like that's probably the highest you can be, and it won't mess you up. And the reason why it can mess you up is because of that. So you have to make sure that you don't clip that with your hitbox. You have to be pretty low, but not like unbelievably low. I think that might be too high. Yeah. So yeah. All right, I'll try to show you the whole room, because these crumbs are in a weird spot because of all the shenanigans. And they're important here coming up, so I'm really high. Whoops. Please get. There we go. You want to be like kind of like halfway in the acid. So, if you're super low on health, like if you're at 4 health at this spot, meaning you got everything, you did the Dung Defender cycle right, and you didn't take any unnecessary damage on the way here, then you're pretty safe to do the correct strat, which is just nail the grub, turn around, dash, and inventory drop into the acid, right? If you're really low on health, or you just want to play super duper safe, you can get close to the wall here and just, oh, I'm so low. Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, and again, you don't even have to inventory if you just want to be really safe. You can just. I'm just trying to show that you can do it safe. Where is it? Okay. There we go. And you can come back. What I was trying to show. So, if you do that, then these crumbs might be in a weird spot. When you dunk into the acid, you're going to spawn right here, and you want to up/slash both crumbs, either with 1 hit or with, if it takes 2. Well, I'll try to show the full room if I can get it. Like, sometimes, even if you do everything right, the crumbs are just in a weird spot. But the goal here is to have them knock you out of the Isthmus tier pickup. Kind of low. There we go. I'll see if I can get it to work. Oh, I think that is gonna work. So that's the goal. Perfect. And if you know where both of them are, you want to C-dash over here. If you have 3 health or 2 health, and you don't see either of them, I wouldn't advise C-dashing. I would just dash over here just to make sure you don't dash into them. like I said, health is so important here. If everything goes correctly, you end up with 2 health at the spot, and that's not like a ton. Okay, so I hate this. The goal here, see if I can pull it off. You want to dash like that, but it is so shockingly difficult to get the correct height on this dash. Like, best case scenario is the dash that goes all the way like that. Second best scenario is where you dash a little bit. Worst case scenario is where you don't dash at all and you just end up in the acid. So you want to try to get the dash right above the acid to get through. It's very difficult. I'm not that good at it. One thing I heard from somebody is if you're swimming in acid like this, spam jump, because it actually makes you move forward just a tiny bit, and it is faster than just normal swimming, but by like the smallest of margins you can imagine. So mash, and then up slash, whoops. Oh my gosh, please. And then C dash. You're gonna stop, go through that gap. You shouldn't normally hit that platform or hard fall here because you're gonna dash into the transition. But here is where you can either hope to not get hit, which a lot of times you won't. So we'll see if it is nice to me. Nope. And you can get hit by any of these 3. Oops, why did I go all the way down? The worst case scenario is getting hit to the second one. Because if you get to the second one, most of the time you want to dash backwards and then C dash again, and that's the slowest. Oh wait, you shouldn't be there. You can also react, and also you can move them out of the way if they're just barely too low. Like, you can kind of push them out of the way and you don't have to stop your C dash. Now, if you see this first one is like stupidly low, it is possible, and like that, to just say screw it and cancel your C dash. Whoops. But I mean, you kind of just have to be paying attention. It can be hard. It can also be hard to tell whether he's low enough to like actually stop you or if you'll push him out of the way. If you get to the last one, you just want to like dash like onto the platform below him. For this, I try to get as much like soul. I try to exit this room with at least 6 or 7 hits, and then what you want to do is get around this corner with your dash into that slope to push yourself downwards. So like, if you dash off the ledge, you'll still have your dash, or if you like pogo him and dash, then you'll have to grab the wall or something, which I've done before. But yeah, you want to use that to go down and then dash over into the transition. Once you land here, you want to walk off and then dash, so you go straight in. And then I dash, get pushed to the ground, do a tiny hop, and then go around him. It's not like a huge deal. You can also either end this C dash super early and dash into this slope to push yourself downwards, or you can stop it like here and then dash over and land. It's not a big deal either way. Yeah, then you're gonna C dash into this room. I'm gonna buy the bench and immediately exit. Dash back in. And then bench, and then C dash left. Pretty simple. So this next section, there's like 5 opportunities to get hit, but 90% of the time you only get hit once or twice if you do it correctly. The first one I've been told is 100% if you do it in the correct rhythm, like if you basically buffer all your dashes and like dash at the same intervals. You should never get hit. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's what I've been told. But basically there's one that you will get hit to, and it's just nothing you can do about it. If there's one on the ceiling, there's a Moloch on the ceiling, and he shoots straight down, and if he shoots the first one that comes out, if he shoots straight down, it's gonna hit you. There's nothing you can do about it, and it's the worst one to get hit by because it's the slowest one. The other ones are pretty simple, but I'll run through it a couple times, just kind of try to show you the different RNG, but you're gonna have to know how to deal with every place you can get hit and which direction to hit you. Whether you got knocked left or right, you're gonna have to adjust. But this guy, if you just dash Dash, dash, dash. You shouldn't get hit. So I've been told. Dash 3 times and then C dash here. And then I try to stop my C dash around that like foreground route, not this one, but this one. Maybe a little bit past it. And then you want to dash, pogo dash. And normally you won't get hit. Every once in a while you will, but getting hit there is not the, I mean, you can also just not cancel your C dash and hope that you get past him without getting hit. I always cancel it because I avoid getting hit there pretty often. And health isn't super fragile here, but it is possible to die on broken vessels, so I stop, dash, pogo dash. This is the one where you can get hit, it's not your fault. Luckily it didn't shoot straight down. You can also get hit here, not the end of the world. If it does, just tank through it. Make sure you have full soul getting to this point. I actually don't normally get hit to him. You want to try to get like up against that wall, jump straight up, pogo dash, and you'll get over him without getting hit most of the time. If you need a pogo on that first one to get to full soul, you can also do that. It doesn't really slow you down. Yep, that's the worst case scenario. So if you do that, you want to come over here, do a tiny jump, and then dash under and pogo off the spikes. That's really bad. See, that would be, I would probably heal here and then come do this and like hit him 3 times, or I guess twice, and then pogo dash over. But being at 2 health is going to be rough. You're gonna have to heal before the boss, because you can't do the damage cycle anyway, and it would just be very risky to do it with 2 health. Do anything with 2 health. You know? Aww. But yeah, you just have to know that you can get hit by almost any of those, and it sucks. So here's where we have what's called a trans dash. And essentially what's gonna happen is I'm going to dash into this, jump up, and then do the trans dash on this hitbox up here. That one. And the point of it is that we want to basically get a perfect jump off of this to avoid that corner. That's the goal, because that corner is bad. So you'll kind of have to look at my inputs, and it's really hard to explain without like getting used to trans dashing, but essentially it's like dashing right and then pressing jump as you're switching from left to right. Like you want to let go and neutral dash. It's very hard to explain. You'll have to like see me do it successfully like that. You can also just not do this. You can just go around and waste like 6 seconds. I don't remember the exact amount, 6 or 8, maybe less. I don't know. If you want, you can just literally run around here. You don't even have to deal with that if you don't want to. It's not the end of the world. I've seen top runners not even do this, but yeah. If you're gonna do it, I feel like if I jump too high off of this thing, it actually makes it way harder for some reason. Yeah. I can't even get it, so. Oh, now I can't get it at all. There we go. So yeah, I normally try to dash off of like right there. I'm low. There we go. You have to like, I wish I could explain it. Yeah, it's just a dash into like neutral jump, but then make sure, I don't know. It's definitely something you gotta get used to. And sometimes you can get that first part and just get it in like a bad way, and like you don't get enough height to get onto the there. Like you'll dash below where you can actually wall jump, but it takes practice. I think I heard if you miss that like 3 times, maybe 4 times, then it becomes not worth it to do. So if you're not consistent at it, just go around. Not the end of the world. You're not gonna lose that much time. Okay, so here's Broken Vessel. There's a strategy to do that basically kills him while leaving you with exactly 2 nail hits. You want to kill these guys over to the right until the screen stops shaking, if you have screen shake on, which I don't. Fluke, and then as soon as you're able to, you're going to fluke 2 more times. And if you did it right, he's going to headbang. I have 3. I have 1 extra hit. Not the. I mean, it's good. Like, it's not a bad thing. But the idea is 3 flukes in the beginning, and then nail him like 4 or 5 times. If you nail him too many times, you're gonna stagger him before he starts his headbang. You can stagger him, which is bad because you want him to be doing the headbangs because you want to do the 2 dives. But that should be just enough to kill him, and you want to try to end with 7 hits of soul, or 2 hits of soul. Sorry. I'm gonna try to stagger him. Yeah, like that. That's bad. It would almost be good, but you're missing 1 hit of soul. And like I said, 3 hits is good. The reason why you want at least 2 hits is because when you start the lost kin fight, also you're gonna C-dash and cancel it. I didn't cancel it, did I? Nope. You want to cancel it so that all you have to do is turn around and dash back in. I missed the cancel. You can actually dream nail from like shockingly far. I actually thought that was too far. Still wasn't. So yeah, just like dash twice and you can go in. When you spawn, you're going to do a tiny jump, dash left. You're going to land on the platform that spawns right here, and then you're going to dash off in inventory, and it kind of just takes memorization of like how long you need to inventory. If you want to play it safe, don't keep the inventory open too late or too long so that you can see when the opening shows up and you dash in. Anyways, the reason why you want 2 hits of soul is because you need to hit Lost Kin 7 times to stagger him, and then you're going to walk on top of him because his hitbox isn't active when he's staggered. When he's on the ground, if he's staggered in the air and he's falling, he still has a hitbox. You have to wait till he actually lands, and then it disappears. But you're gonna walk on top of him, do 3 flukes, and then you're gonna rinse and repeat. And you're gonna do 7 hits on Lost Kin, and during those 7 hits, you need to find places to get a hit on 2 of the ghosts. They die in 1 hit in this fight. So basically, you need to get 2 hits on the ghosts and 7 hits on Lost Kin, stagger him again, then walk on top of him, fluke 3 times. Once you do that 3 times, so like 3 sets of flukes, 3 flukes. 3 flukes, 3 flukes. Then, once he wakes up for the last time, hopefully there's a ghost. But your goal is to hit a ghost once, hit him 1 more time, and immediately fluke. And a lot of times, like if you do it right, he'll jump up like he's gonna do an attack, and the flukes will hit just into him, and he'll just die. But yeah, I'll try to demonstrate what that means. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I didn't have full soul. I knew he was close. That was kind of an awkward like positioning of the ghosts. Like it made me like stop what I was doing because I was afraid of getting hit, or I was afraid of the ghosts, like me being on top of Lost Kin and the ghost coming in and just eating the fluke. And it's hard to see what actually got hit by the fluke, so I didn't want that to happen. So I stepped out, hit the ghost, step back in, but that's the gist of it. 1 more hit. Whoa, I missed. And you'll have to adjust to like right there I missed a fluke, so I knew at the end I was gonna have to hit him with 2, or at least most of 2. And you'll just have to like keep track of if you see that like a lot of the fluke shot missed or something along those lines. You can start your 2, and if you don't have enough soul, come out and get the last hit real quick. And that's what I was talking about, where I stepped out, got the one hit on the ghost, then nail fluke, and a lot of times he'll jump into the flukes and he'll just immediately die. That's ideal situation, is where like when you know that he's one fluke away. I mean, if you have 2 ghosts, then just get the 2 ghosts, then just nail fluke Lostkin. But it kind of just, a lot of this fight in like other categories is like getting double hits with fireballs. This one just, how fast can you get your 7 nail hits? Oops. I knew he was 1 hit away, so I just stood there. Perfect. Like that. Nice lost gun. You can afford to do a lot of damage tanking, but like, I mean, I've held world record in this category a lot, and I've still died in this fight. It's not impossible, so. You're gonna take like a step forward, talk to Lostkin, start this whole little animation. Let me see here. Okay. So as soon as that is done, you're gonna charge C dash, dash to the left. Cancel. Come over here. Oops, bonk. And jump into Monarch Wings. I was checking to see if this segment runner does the charm swap and then go grab the grub, but it's the next one. So after you grab Monarch Wings, and as soon as you're able to, open the menu and quit out. And that's segment 3. So yeah, if you have any questions or something we're unclear about something in the video, feel free to either comment or message me on Discord or something, and I'll be happy to help. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it.